Hello and welcome to another episode of my Ask Me Mondays. And you see, I'm back in Berlin. Oh, feels good to be back to my kitchen, back to a fully equipped gym, back to stores, well-equipped stores. I mean, the store in Berlin, in Austria was also great, but it was half-hour drive both ways. And here I also have the Turkish store, the Asian store, organic stores, so much variety. Amazon delivers to my door. I got a new backpack. I replenished my stores of like wakame and other sea vegetables, all that stuff. So it's just great to be back. And before we dive into your questions, usually I did it like I put 20 minutes on the timer. But last time I already did it that I just read through a couple of questions which I will answer, and I will just answer them. And sometimes it only takes 10 minutes, sometimes 25 minutes. And just I'm in the flow. And I don't like to be interrupted by the timer, like now it's over. I just go with the flow, and then it varies how long the Ask Me Mondays gets. But I also can adjust it, like if I'm busy one day, I can answer fewer questions. If I, in the flow, have lots of time, I can answer more questions. So let's get right into your first question. Are you taking any drugs like weed or psychedelics? I don't consume them regularly, and I did take psychedelics, I did take mushrooms, because before that, the longest time I was so close-minded and I had the stereotype that, oh, drugs are bad and horrible and people get addicted. And yeah, that is true for some drugs, but not for all of them. And some drugs, you know, they're just plants, they're like mushrooms, they just grow in India and out of cool shit, out of cool poop. Psychedelic mushrooms grow. They've been here forever. They are the craziest theories, like that we apes ate those when we evolved. We ate those mushrooms from the cow shit, and during the time we took those mushrooms, our brain devolved the most and tripled in size. That is just a theory from what's his name? Terence McKenna, I think that's from him, I'm not sure. But anyways, I started this process of becoming a vegan and becoming more open-minded. And then, are all drugs are really bad, or some drugs are just classified as drugs, but are actually just plants that broaden your horizon? And I discovered that quickly because I listened a lot to Aubrey Marcus, so I recommend to you, if you want to know more about psychedelics like mushrooms, ayahuasca, all that stuff, then listen to Aubrey Marcus. He really changed my view from, oh, drugs are bad, and to, wow, some drugs are really just medicine and show you crazy perspectives. And yeah, and I also listen a lot to Terence McKenna, I think he's pronounced. He's a great talker. He died, yeah, but his talks are legendary. You can watch them on YouTube. And he also talks mostly about mushrooms. And I did my own experience, mushroom experience, and it blew me away. I can do an entire video about my experience, but in short, you know, I was like thinking, oh, people are imagining stuff in their head. They don't actually see stuff. They, you know, blah, 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 hippie talk. But the psychedelics, the effect, it's so real. You actually see the crazy stuff. I was in other universe. I were on other planets. I talked to dragons. I talked to so many beings, like wolves and all kinds of beings of all kinds of shapes. I talked to Mother Nature. I saw Mother Nature as a female woman, and I talked to her, and it was incredible. I got so many aha moments. I felt so connected to everything. I went inside my body. I saw my organs working, everything. My visions became so crystal clear. I saw so much better. I saw plants as a living thing. I saw things that I do that are destructive and drain my energy. It was crazy, and that's what psychedelics are for, as a permission slip to allow you to get this state of being and see more clearly, and for example get a better relationship towards Mother Nature, other beings, plants, appreciate them more and get in tune with your body and ask questions, but then come back to the reality and don't rely on those substances. You really don't abuse those substances, but use them in a more spiritual way. And the great thing about mushrooms is that you cannot abuse them, because the more you take, the less the effect gets, to a point where you don't get any effect at all. Like if the mushrooms, the consciousness of the mushroom would tell you, hey, chill, you get enough, you need to process that all, take a break, and in a couple of weeks the effect gets stronger. But if you take them often, the effect gets lower and lower to no effect. Like if the mushrooms are telling us that. This could be a hippie talk for you, and it would sound for me to a hippie talk years ago, but experience that. Really seeing that. Talking to this dragon and if you want, I make an entire video about that. Whew. What are the advantages and disadvantages of the system of school education there, Germany? Yeah, many disadvantages in my perspective, like most schools are, teaching you no important stuff mostly, and so much unimportant stuff. It's that we are bound to the system, that we work in the system, in the matrix you can call it, that you're not able to survive yourself. You don't learn how to, go in the woods and learn which mushroom you can eat and which not. You don't learn how to grow plants. You don't learn how to survive. You depend on the system that if there wouldn't be a supermarket, you wouldn't know what to do. If there wouldn't be a working system, you wouldn't know how to survive, but you learn like Latin, a language that isn't spoken anymore. You learn so many unpractical stuff and go really in depth in there. Don't get me wrong, basic math, basic language skills should be always learned, that you can calculate, but in my school we went for math in such depth. I learned formulas, I just memorized them for the exams, just passed, and then totally forgot about them and will never ever use them again. So where's the point in that? Where's the point in learning Latin? You will never ever use it again. So much useless stuff and important stuff we don't learn. So when I realized that, because I was the best student, only the best grades, because I applied to the system, and I thought, oh, if I'm good there, I make it in life. But then I realized, no. Being good in school means you're well adapted to our society. And it is no measure of health to be well adapted to a profoundly sick society. I think that's the quote, I probably butchered it. But I realized that, okay, if my grades are good, that means I'm only good adjusted to the system and can stay in the system. But no, I informed myself about so much more important stuff that is important for me, like which mushrooms can I actually eat and which not. Like how to plant stuff, then what do I actually put in my body, what do I eat, what other products I consume, what impact they have on my health, on the earth, on the environment and on all beings, and I informed myself about that. And that's when my grades got a bit down, but I still was a really good student because school was just easy for me. But I was even proud of that I didn't have the best grades anymore, because I used that time, not all my time, to put into school, because when I did it, I felt miserable in life. I just focused on school and then I didn't know what else to do. But then I stumbled across veganism, and then I asked so many questions like, what do I put in my body? What drastic effect it has on my health, on the environment and on other beings. So what other products am I consuming and what effect it has on me? What am I exposing myself to? What are my lifestyle choices and what are they doing with me? And I researched so much and much less about school, and I got so much more knowledgeable, and my grades, as I said, got a bit down, but I still passed really well. But yeah, I got out of the box, out of the system, you could say, and informed myself about so much stuff and what mainstream is hiding from you. And that's what I still do, and that's how life feels so much better, because you make smarter and more compassionate lifestyle choices. And in school you learn, in my opinion, here in Germany and in most schools I know around the world, so much useless stuff and so little useful stuff, like how to actually make a living someday, how to actually get rich if you want to, how to, we never learn about money really and all that stuff, or economics and and formulas and unpractical stuff. And I think our school system should completely remodel to a school system. This is just a suggestion, I didn't thought it through, so, but just some brainstorming, like 2 layers, educational, and I call it life skills. Educational, basic math, basic that you be able to write your language and speak your language well, and English, because it's just an important skill to have. Basic stuff, you learn that, and then from the basic stuff you can decide what is your highest excitement, what is your passion. If you want to become an engineer, then you go more into math. If you want to become something, whatever you want, you go more into that direction where you learn that specifically, but don't learn, you know, or as I expect in the beginning, so much math which you will never use. So you can really divide, like really broadly for every kind of person, like a creative person, a math person, a language person, whatever your interests are, there you go more into the direction and you can always switch. And then besides the basic knowledge stuff, you have the life skills where you actually learn how to blend stuff, which mushroom you can eat, you know, about foods, about what you should eat, and real stuff. No bullshit from the meat and dairy industry that uses millions every year to educate our children in kindergarten and school about how important it is to drink milk, that they increase their profit. This is horrible. None of that bullshit. No, real education, a plant-based diet is really healthy. These are blends, these are the categories like fruits. Many people, you go to a school in America, you show an orange and they don't even know what it is. They show potatoes in their whole form, not potato chips, and they don't even know what it is. So you really learn about foods. You learn about other beings. You learn about our planet, our ocean, how destructive we are and what we can do to reduce it, to make more compassionate lifestyle choices, and how to survive those basic skills. And that would be a great school system, an actual useful school system. And then you have this knowledge, and then you can decide what you want to specialize. But most people just don't know what's up in the world, how destructive we are, what destructive lifestyle choices they participate in, and they're just specializing on something, you know, but totally can't survive, totally don't know what destructive things they consume every day. And the result is they mostly feel horrible, they feel miserable, they have to get a job which they don't like, and then a 9 to 5 and stuck in the system, and go to college, 9 to 5 job, retire and die, and that's sad for me. So I broke out of the system, I make smarter and more compassionate lifestyle choices, and I feel great because I know what I consume is good for me. I get the direct impact of feeling great. I know what impact it has on the animals, on the environment, that I'm doing the least amount of harm, and that just feels good. And I use my power, my knowledge to help so many people, and that gives me purpose in life, and that feels great. I accept the world we're living in right now, and I make it a better planet, and that feels great. I live with purpose, I stand up with purpose, and that just feels so great, complete, I'm happy. And that is what everyone deserves. So we should reassemble our school system. And this rant was crazy. You probably, yeah, let me know what you think about that. How does one eat enough to gain weight, muscle, when holding down a full-time job with shifts that vary? So easy. It doesn't matter so much when you eat. You need to be in a slight caloric plus to gain weight. So I assume you want to gain muscle, because no one wants to gain excess fat. So you need to be in a slight caloric plus, that's ideal, and to train properly. So find time in your schedule to train, make it a high priority, like my shift is standard. So when fits the workout in perfectly, like when do you have the most capacities, and it's mostly right after the shift. Don't come at home, eat something, get in front of the TV, then you don't make it to the gym. Go to the gym immediately, get your workout done, drink a cup of green tea, coffee, matcha, guarana, and train properly, train progressively. That is really important, that you train progressively. If you need help on that, some guidance, check out my training guide. I wrote it all down because many people, they eat enough, they just gain excess fat, but they don't know how to train to build muscles, because it's richly complex but fundamentally simple. But you need to understand the principles of intensity, volume, frequency, how to make actually progression. So read my training guide for that, and then just be in a slight caloric plus. So just eat enough, you know, it doesn't matter really when you eat, just eat enough. Make bigger meals, bring your own food, just eat enough. I recommend mostly healthy, 80% whole food or more, and 20% or less, whatever you want, but I recommend mostly whole blend foods out of fruits, vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, seeds, herbs and spices. Eat enough, make it happen. If it's important for you, you easily make it happen. I know you will. How much does Vivo Life pay you? Thanks for the great video. Okay, this was asked after my Ask Me Mondays, where I talk how I make a living, how I earn money. If you haven't seen it, check it out up here. And I told you that Vivo Life is paying me a bit, that I don't use other supplement companies and I promote their products because I really love their products and they're great, and I talked about it so often. And how much do they pay me? I don't know if I'm allowed to say it. I'm not sure about, because we made a contract, but let's just say it's only a couple €100. It's not much, but I wouldn't want more because I'm not doing, you know, I'm not doing that much promotion or anything, and I don't want to. I don't want to become a promotion channel. We have an agreement that I promote naturally. I don't have to promote anything. I just do it naturally whenever I want, whenever I feel like, and I get a couple €100 for that, and that's all I want from them. They're not my main source of income. Yeah. Question number 1. What if you have informed yourself about veganism but your parents don't believe in studies? How should one process from there on? I have debunked so many ridiculous things and still. So, first of all, don't believe every study. There are great studies, you know, real studies, and there are manipulated studies. Because first, when I look into a study, first of all, I learned how to read studies and then where to get studies and everything. And then first thing when I look into a study is who sponsored the study. And often, like when it's from an egg company, the dairy industry, the meat industry, then I'm super skeptical because many studies are so expensive, and the dairy industry paid millions of dollars to fund the study. So they, you know, they have some purpose behind it. They have some intent. And then I read the study really carefully, the design of the study, because often abstract, this came out like this study which so many people use, like, oh, eggs won't increase your cholesterol, because this study, the abstract says they ate 4 eggs and it didn't increase your cholesterol significantly. So done, we printed on Time magazine and we used this study. But if you actually look into the design of the study, you quickly see this study is so nonsensical. Nonsensical? Yeah, I think that's a word. Because, for example, this study where they fed people 4 eggs and it didn't increase their cholesterol, they used participants who were so obese and had such high levels of cholesterol, because cholesterol goes like this, it increase exponentially and then it goes down, like, because you already have so much cholesterol, you cannot hold on to more cholesterol. So these people had dangerously high amounts of cholesterol and they were all greatly obese, and you give them 4 eggs and their cholesterol just increases that much because they're already overfed with cholesterol. And that's, hey, cholesterol doesn't significantly increase, eggs doesn't significantly increase your cholesterol. Okay, then you look at real studies where you fed normal people 4 eggs and they're not even vegans, you know, they're just not overweight. What happens if you feed them 4 eggs? Their cholesterol skyrockets, of course. And that's in a real study, but you know, manipulating, they spend millions, trillions of dollars, the dairy industry, the meat industry, funding studies. And how can, you know, they want an outcome like eggs don't increase cholesterol, that's what we want. How can we make this happen? How can we manipulate it? It's so sad, it's so sad. But that's why don't believe every study, believe legit studies and go to legit sources. They don't have an interest like nutritionfacts.org. Go there, Michael Greger cites all the sources he uses and then make up your own mind, and he just cites the research in an quite easy to understand way. So, but if your parents don't believe in science, what do they believe in? Faith? God? Like, then I can just, claim everything is true what I believe in. That is just, and maybe that is, but I just use the best available balance of evidence we have, because what else should I use? It's double-blind, placebo-controlled trials. What better evidence is there? It's just then everyone can claim everything, and then you just wander through the world. And if you want to live healthy, if you want to live a compassionate lifestyle, you don't know what to consume, you don't know what to do, because where do you base? You're just, yeah, okay, this product looks delicious. Yeah, I say it's good. Yeah. Okay, if you want to live that way, that sounds really sad for me, because you want to be healthy, but you maybe do so destructive things to your body, you just don't know, because, yeah, I make up my own mind. So ask your parents, what do they believe in? And then if they believe in God, then look into the Bible. It says, no, don't kill other beings, and that not only involves humans, but all kinds of beings. Don't kill humans, don't kill cows, don't kill dogs, don't kill elephants, don't kill cats, don't kill pigs, don't kill fish, don't kill chicken. Amen. Question 2. What does your software programmer friend do? This is a field I would like to go in, but I'm not sure how it could help people. Did I ever mention that my friend is a programmer? Because my best friend, Philip, my old roommate, a fellow vegan, a great guy, he is really into programming, and he right now develops a website. I'm not even sure if he wants me to talk about it. Anyways, I asked him first because it's a great idea, startup what he builds, and I'm really passionate about it, and I will plug it a lot when it's out, and he works day and night on it. And 2 days ago I saw some of the results. It's looking great, but I asked him first because I don't want to, then someone steals his idea. I don't know, it's a great idea, and if he allows it, I come back to your question, or then just wait. It should be out in a couple of months. But what was your question? But I'm not sure how it could help people. So if you're a programmer and you want to help people, there are so many ways, because all vegan companies, all like nutritionfacts.org, they're always looking for volunteers or even hiring people where they pay you money, and in all kinds of fields where you program their website, where you design the videos, all that stuff around that. We need great programmers for all the vegan organizations. They all need great stuff who make their site look appealing, and there's so many opportunities, and you can easily start your own. But if you don't know what to make, then look for the great organizations like nutritionfacts.org, Mercy for Animals, ProVeg. Go to the sites, go to hiring people, and they're mostly often looking for new, hungry, great people for programming and stuff. That's why, yeah, find out which organization you really like and ask them, and often, yeah, there you find some work. And then when you get an idea like creating this and that, then just do it. Yeah, so I stop here. Whew. Yeah. We made it. No cuts. How nice is that? I love that. I love to reach the state where I don't have to do cuts. In my German videos, I mostly reach that point, because in English, mostly cuts, because I struggle for a word and I don't want to have that, what's the word? And then I look it up, so I cut that out. But today, no struggling for words. My English gets better and better and better and better. I love it. So, I'm so looking forward for your new questions down below, and I see you next time. Peace out.